If you want to contemplate God in through writings, you need to read good ones. Must be good books to take you deeper. If you want to contemplate God with pencils and colors, you need good ones too. Then disappointments won't discourage you. If you played once not tuned instrument, you'll know what I'm talking about. Cannot come any place this way, place of irritation and giving up maybe. So first of all, paper. It has to be a good quality paper. Special for watercolor. You can do your experiences with other sorts of paper, of course. But let's say to move fast, you are not using a bike. It must be a car. For small formats, thinner paper, watercolor paper, can be enough. But for bigger than A4, you must have a thick paper, as water is exactly medium in your paint, and water deforms paper. Thinner paper will have more waves sample. Why it is so important then? Good quality paper shows all the nuances of colors and light and texture. Same with paint and brushes. That's why Michelangelo was making sculptures in marble, not in soap. You don't have to buy biggest set of watercolor paint. You can do well with 6 colors, but buy good ones. You don't have to have 10 pencils too. You can have all possibilities in your hands with 2, one for details and one bigger, soft, for coating. Believe me, good tools will remain years, while cheap will only steal money from you. It is something different if you cannot afford things, and something different if you can buy. I think the cheap things in general steal quality from our life. Just like when your favorite cup goes in pieces, maybe it was not that beautiful, but priceless just because of the giver you have a good relation with. Well, bunk. Then you feel and know the price of a lost. But if it was a paper cup you missed, well, even the sound of breaking is missing. Nothing happened really. How then can we get used to that we lose in life? How to be able to take a real loss in life? When someone who we love is dying, for example. This is the cheap and fast. This is a school of our time. This is a one part of a sin in our time. Must be cheap, must be fast, must impress. Arts can release us from this trap. In this way, that we are coming back to our real possibilities, to the world we can touch, to the place we cannot use affects. And we have to be honest. Take ourselves as we are, with this what we can, and this what is over our possibilities, and what unconsciously is coming out too. Quickly is not a virtue in arts at all, and you don't become an artist by the fact that you can mix colors well. You are being an artist if you look in a creative way at life. Not that you are creating, but that you support the art of creation and giving room in your heart to this wonderful process. Artists have to have a time, as we are talking about not looking at subjects, word as a consumer, but as a person who wants to see all the layers. And this is fun, not the surface of an apple, but this what is under. This is the real food. Well, pencil you will use in watercolor should be not too soft, as it might be difficult to draw precisely on watercolor paper. I think HB or B would be enough. After, when painting have dried, you can leave it. You can leave the drawing, as it can give more life to the painting. As Paul Cézanne, who used to sketch with watercolor and pencil, do some notes for his oil paintings. Watercolor is perfect for catching a moment of special light and composition. As the name itself suggests, watercolor is a mixture of water and color. Very little pigment really, mixed with the water. And the art here is to reach balance between this, what your eyes are seeing, and intuitive use of colors. This is a kind of poetry in visual arts. As you can see, red is not only red. All the paints have their own names, sometimes quite original. Alizarin crimson, cinnabar, cadmium. You will recognize more and more nuances of the colors, difference between red of an apple, red of a double-decker, red of children's cheeks, red of a sunset. As Leonardo da Vinci and many others said, nature is the best teacher. You can easily get lost in abstract painting, which is more as manifestation of feelings than thoughts and ideas. And feelings can be suddenly not enough to do something good. Just like in life, rules are important. Composition and your thought is important too. So if you paint from the nature, even gravitating to abstract area, even finally making something abstract, but first feeding your eyes with nature, you will always be able to find the way back in your work. To pursue some subject in painting is quite demanding. It takes concentration and discipline, but if you like painting, this will be exactly what you like. To paint is to convert, in a way, objects from three-dimensional world and bring them to two-dimensional picture, so they live on the paper. As much as you were involved in looking at them, as much they are alive in a way. This is climbing mountains really, and it gives lots of satisfaction. So as I've said before, you can get tired of making abstracts, as it has no reference to the figurative, at least not directly, consciously. Besides this, what you see with your eyes, you need to look with your intuition as well. Do not be afraid, and do not be afraid to make mistakes. I think this is a base of good things in art. And to pursue nature doesn't mean being a slave to an object you paint, but rather to put in colors some kind of moment you like really. This is like poet puts the moment in words. You are doing the same, but you are doing this with colors. And why here is green, and why here red? Lips, they should be red, but they are not red really. There are thousands of colors in this red lips. So I think that with time you will establish your own way of catching light and color and form. As in poetry, you will find your own language. And may God bless your searching.